Zach, here we go. The man of the hour is somewhere back there. He's going to be joining us very shortly. But Malachi Moreno is a Kentucky Wildcat. We are here at Great Crossing High School in Georgetown, Kentucky, where Mark Pope gets the ball rolling. His first commitment of the class of 2025, and it is a big one, both figuratively and literally, as you can see. 7-foot Malachi Moreno, top 25 player in the class of 2025. The number one center is a Wildcat, Zach.
Yes, it's been a huge summer for Malachi. He's really boosted his stock, kind of established himself as the perennial number one center in the country, the obvious choice for the top player in the state of Kentucky. 7 foot, about 2'10", really talented playmaker in the post, has a very good soft touch, great rebounder, terrific shot blocker. Like I said, this summer he's really solidified his game and grown himself into a player that you can see being the headliner of a recruiting class. Like you said, he's the first domino to fall. He already made his pitch to Jasper Johnson. I'm sure there are other guys here that he said actually that he has a list of guys that he's going to text probably in the next 5 minutes of guys that he wants to come to Kentucky.
Would not reveal any of those
Did
names.
Not reveal.
Besides Jasper, but would not reveal any of the names.
But we can guess some other names. We'll maybe ask him about a couple when he comes over here. But a great start for Mark Pope's class to land an in-state kid, a big guy just like Pope. Couldn't ask for a better start for Pope to land his first 2025 commit.
Jacob, Reed Shepherd came up several times, just the journey, seeing him become, an in-state star and become the number 3 draft pick. But a big part of it was also staying home, staying local, not going the prep route. There were a lot of schools that would have loved to have Malachi Moreno stay. Same with Reed Shepherd a couple years back. He decides to stay with North Laurel. Malachi also decides to stay here at Great Crossing. Just the home theme, just talking about wanting to stay home, Jacob, clearly a top priority for him as he's now a Kentucky.
Yeah, and he talked about having unfinished business at this high school, at Great Crossing. He wants to finish that off. He wants to achieve a lot. And then he obviously wants to stay home and at Kentucky, play under a coach that played at Kentucky. I think Mark Pope played a big part in that, keeping him as a hometown kid.
And just in terms of playing style, we talked a little bit that, he's a modern big. And it's starting to expand his game a little bit, Zach. We saw him in the UA next 24 game in New York where he stepped out and knocked down a 3, starting to grow a little bit more and more comfortable. But the playmaking, the passing, the touch, the finesse, he's made to play for Mark Pope. That was kind of just a system fit for him that Mark Pope has been driving endlessly, that he's a Mark Pope big, and he knows what a Mark Pope big looks like because he was one himself.
Absolutely, and Malachi already had like a nice 15, 18-footer. He could hit it pretty consistently from the free throw line, but like you said, he's really trying to expand himself. He said, or he even joked and asked his coach that he's hoping he can take some threes this year. I'm sure they'll let him do that. But the playmaking, when I got to see him in person for the first time at a game last year at Lexington Catholic, that was one of the first things that really stands out. Is you don't see a guy who loves to play in the post, but loves to pass probably more often than he likes to shoot. And he's continued to develop himself to where now he's confident, just as confident going up and using his left and his right hand hooks as he is trying to dish it out, finding his teammates in corners for threes. He's a guy that you can put at the top of the key and maybe help initiate the offense a little bit. Will be great for pick and rolls. Like you said, he's just a very ideal player for Mark Pope to get things rolling here.
Jacob, talk to me about the timing, because this was kind of out of the blue. We knew that Kentucky was in a really good spot. They were going back and forth with Indiana, Ohio State lurking as well. But this was we good?
Yeah, that much. Trade you real fast.
All right. Steven jumping in. I like that. The timing to where he had the official visit scheduled, 5 up to this point. He was going to finish out with Big Blue Madness. But for him to just say, you know what, screw all that, I'm deciding right now. What do you make of that? We have Jasper Johnson, who I have been told is not making a decision next week. He's actually pushing it back to the weekend. The week after that, he will be out in LA for Mamba camp. It's Mamba Day.
24.
So he will be there at 8:24. So didn't want to kind of overlap with that. What do you make of the timing to kind of beat Jasper to the punch a little bit? Is it to kind of put some pressure on the in-state talent to stay home as well?
I think that's definitely part of it. I don't think it's any secret or surprise that Kentucky really wanted to land Malachi, and I think they were pushing to make a commitment pretty soon. So that played a role. Getting that first commit is huge because, like Malachi talked about, he has a list of guys he's going after. So to have a guy in your corner that can start recruiting for you is really significant as guys are setting official visits for September, October.
Michael, you want to jump in here real quick? You want to jump in? We're live. Let's do this, baby. Big day for you, obviously. You have such a close relationship with Malachi. Just what does this mean to you to get this over with and know that he's going to be right down the street from you?
It means everything. Obviously, I had a chance to kind of pave the way early on, but obviously not on that scale. So just have an opportunity to see him live out his dream, something he's set his mind to. It's a very important one to be able to do in front of your family. It's a perk that I had at Eastern, and it's definitely something that can propel him to the ultimate dream of being able to play in the the NBA. So that's it means everything to us and as a family, and it means everything to me personally. So
what you've been in his shoes. You've been a highly sought after local kid, as productive as they come at Eastern Kentucky. What have you hoped to teach him in this journey of knowing how to handle the recruiting process, knowing how to handle development on the court, and obviously what's to come? Hopefully at Kentucky.
Right. At the end of the day, you got to be yourself. Don't try and reinvent yourself when you get to college. Work on the things you're good at, things you struggle with. Work even harder. The biggest thing is you're still a regular human being just like everybody else. Don't try to put yourself on a pedestal. Don't get complacent. You get a great privilege and opportunity to be able to put Kentucky on your chest. Every kid, in this gym that plays ball probably had a, point in time where they really wanted to be that. So having the opportunity to just wear that means everything. But don't get complacent. Be yourself. Be a good human being. Treat people right. Do all the little things because basketball will take care of itself. Keep the main thing. Keep God first. All that. Because God's going to lead you the right way. You steer off, He's going to make sure it's time to come back. So you have to continue to keep the main thing.
Last question before we get Malachi on here. Why Kentucky? What for the fit for him? What did you like about Kentucky with him playing for Mark Pope?
Pope's a big coach, man. He was honest. He said, look, man, I'm not going to tell you that I'm the best coach in the country. He said, there's great coaches all around. There's great coaches that, you're going to have opportunities to play for. But he says, I feel I'm best suited to coach you. There's things that you're not good at yet that I feel I'm great at coaching. And he was honest with him. How many coaches are going to sit there and tell a kid that's highly sought after what he's not good at and tell him that you may not be good enough yet? How many people are going to be that honest with you? And anybody that's met Pope, you love him. He's a great guy, great human being. So he's going to be a motor of man at Kentucky, and I think that's what you want to turn Malachi into as a man, one on and off the floor. But I think Pope is well suited to, prepare him for life after ball and prepare him for, to play and stay. That's his dream, to play and stay in the NBA. So he's excited. We're very excited for him.
Man, that's awesome. Let's get the man of the hour over here.
I got it.
What up, buddy?
What's up, man?
You look good wearing blue and white for the first time. I asked you a little bit earlier. Just what does it feel like to wake up this morning, putting on Kentucky, and it you being now a committed Kentucky Wildcat?
I mean, it means a lot. It was like I said, it was my dream to put this on, and now it's a reality. So,
what was just the final pitch for you and the moment where you said, you know what? There's, I like Indiana, I like Ohio State, these other schools. I appreciate what, their respective pitches, but they just didn't compare to what Mark Pope and Kentucky's offering.
It was just a little more, I think it was a little more free reign with the ball in my hands. I like being a passing big, and that's sort of Mark Pope's offense, is he'll bring the big out to the top of the key and then make decisions out of that. So I think that sort of set it apart for me.
And they mentioned earlier you aren't a guy to step out and take 25-footers. We just saw you do it. I mean, we know you have that in your bag. Is that something you want to kind of add to your game?
No, it's definitely going to be something I add. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but I'm going to do it.
We talk about recruiting. You told me that you wanted to kind of put your recruiting hat on and say, I'm the best recruiter in the world. What does that look like? What is a Malachi Moreno pitch now that you are officially a Kentucky Wildcat?
I mean, I'm a high-ranked recruit. I got a lot of connections, and I mean, there's just no better place, in my opinion. So to a guy like Jasper, what would be your pitch to him, saying, bro, what are we doing here? I mean, we're from Kentucky. We have the opportunity to put it on. Like, we can wear Kentucky across our chests and people be happy about it. Like, we're from here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is home.
You are also in a very unique situation where your AAU teammate, Braylon Mullins, is also a highly sought-after recruit, a guy Kentucky is desperate to land as well. For my money, the best shooter in high school basketball.
Yeah.
What does that look like? How, now that you have the teammate angle to kind of throw at him and say, hey, AAU teammates, college teammates?
No, we did have that in mind because, like, I knew he was going to be great after. I mean, he blew up the last 3 summers. I just knew he was going to be great. And once we had similarly the same offers, I was like, yo, like, we actually have an opportunity to be college teammates. So now push to wear this across his chest is going to be a little bit it's gonna be a little more tougher. I'm gonna make sure he puts this on.
Just for somebody that hasn't seen him play, what does Braylon Mullins bring to the table?
Best shot maker in the country. Yeah, I put my money on it too. Like, I don't think I was ever at a game where he wasn't coming down the court, dribbling the ball and shooting it from volleyball line. Like, shooting from volleyball line and it was the bottom of the net. Like, I could comfortably let him shoot it and get back on defense. That's how I felt.
So what would that look like in Lexington with what you bring to the table? Obviously, is the #1 center in high school basketball, and for what you said, the best shooter in high school basketball.
I mean, it's gonna kill a lot of teams if he's able to put this on. I mean, there's not much you can do if we're in a pick and roll together, because you have to step up on him. But if you leave me, I'm gonna go dunk it. But if you leave him, he's gonna shoot it and he's gonna make it. So it's like in my opinion, we're the best duo in the country.
So what's next for you? You're #1 center in the country, top 25 player in the country. Like, does that matter to you, having that attached to your name, #1 center Malachi Moreno?
I mean, it means a lot, but at the end of the day, I just go out here and hoop. Like, I just come out here, I work hard, and I make sure people see that I'm in for business.
You decided to stay local. What was the reasoning behind that? Obviously, you saw the support. This gym wasn't an empty seat. How cool was that, first of all, but just the decision to stay local instead of going prep when obviously you could have gone anywhere in the country and they would have loved to have you?
You saw everybody in here. Like, that's one of the main reasons I stayed. We support each other here. Like, there's no better feeling. Like, I was able to see all my best friends, and they were able to see me commit to my dream school. So being able to share that moment with them, it meant the world to me.
So accolades, McDonald's All-American. What are you looking to achieve with this last season of high school basketball here in the state?
Just to win a state championship, win Mr. Basketball, hopefully be a McDonald's All-American, and then I don't know after that. I mean, any other All-Star games that are out there, I'll try to be in those as well. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Goals at Kentucky. To talk about understanding the assignment, winning #9, hanging banner #9. What does the ideal vision look for you at Kentucky?
I'm coming to hang banners.
Banner plural.
Plural.
How many? Because that's also kind of a two-way street.
As long as I'm there, we're winning banners.
I like that answer. Malachi Moreno, an absolute blast here. Congratulations. Wearing Kentucky across your chest. Big Blue Nation is very excited to have you be a part of this.
Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate it. We'll wrap this up. We done? Cool? All right. Sounds good, man.